Honourable Member Long Suave.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. My question without notice goes to the Minister for International Trade and Investment, the Honourable Richard Maru. Mr. Speaker, with the litany of issues that the country continues to grapple with, especially law and order, this government has been globetrotting and jet-setting at every turn. Now, on August the 31st, Mr. Speaker, the good minister has announced that he will be hosting a SEZ summit in Papua New Guinea. Recently, he has just returned from another summit in Osaka, where they have been on an expo for trade and investment. In 2023, Mr. Speaker, this minister and his department received 77 million kina in SEZ funding. In 2024, he received 150 million kina in SEZ funding. In 2025, the amount is undisclosed. Where has this 227 million kina gone? Because in Karamui, we haven't seen anything in respect to SEZ. So, Mr. Speaker, my question is, how much did this expo recently in Osaka cost the taxpayers of Papua New Guinea? And what are the benefits that we anticipate from all this globetrotting and jet-setting by this minister and his Prime Minister? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Minister of Trade and Investment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank the member for Achwabe for a very important question. Firstly, in relation to funding for AZZs, last year the AZZ Authority received 10 million in funding, and this year the budget only provided for 10 million, and the bulk of it is yet to be dispersed. So I don't know where you plug those figures from. That's what's been given to the AZZ Authority. But if you're talking about state equity, then that's something very different.
Honourable Minister, we have a point of order. Honourable Member of Suave, one point of order, please.
Mr. Speaker, the figures have been obtained from the national budgets. Thank you.
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me clarify that. I think he's making reference to state equity funding, which is not AZZ funding. These are for state investments. So I just want to correct that. Specifically for AZZ, the AZZ Authority got budget provision for 10 million last year and 10 million this year. So I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, let's get to the issue of attending expos and the funding that we put to invest in expos. I'll comment on the previous expo in Dubai, and then I'll come to the Osaka expo, which is going on and which will conclude in October. In the Osaka expo, the government of Papua New Guinea, when I was not a minister, spent 5 million to attend the expo. At the conclusion of the expo, after 6 months, 29 companies from UAE registered their interest to come and invest in Papua New Guinea. All because of our attendance and the investment of 5 million at the expo. And the request to our government was, the UAE government wanted an agreement to be signed by our two countries called the Investment Promotion and Protection Agreement to provide assurance to the UAE investors that if they invest in Papua New Guinea, their investments will be saved. And there is no reason for them not to come. We have a similar agreement with countries like Australia and New Zealand. Despite the interest, our agencies responsible were not able to get the IPPA agreement signed, and hence they've delayed companies from UAE to come into Papua New Guinea to venture into investments in PNG. After Osaka, I went to Abu Dhabi the previous week, apologized to their government for the delay and assured them that within 2 weeks we will have the agreement ready for sign-off. And we are having the first draft sent over to the UAE by Friday, final draft. And I want to assure this Parliament, in my time, we are going to get this agreement signed and unlock the investment potential of UAE into this country. It is interesting at the back of these discussions, the national gas company, oil and gas company, ADNOC, has now expressed the interest to buy out Santos at a cost of 18 billion Australian dollars. Santos operates in both Papua New Guinea and Australia. This will be a very significant investment if this purchase goes through. But it is subject to agreements by both the South Australian government and the PNG government. We are assessing that, and it can only be done if it's in our national interest in law. So the first comment I want to make in relation to the value of investing in Expo, if we had done our job through our public servants, we would have already had investments here from that country. And we're going to get it done now. On top of the IPPA agreement, UAE government has been negotiating with our government through the Transport Ministry and Department. They wanted us to sign an air service agreement so that the Emirates can fly into Port Moresby all the way from UAE, Singapore, Port Moresby. We have been delaying that for another 2 years. And I'm trying to get that concluded so we can start getting Emirates flights coming in. Create competition, reduce the airfares. These are the results of going to invest 5 million in the expo in Dubai. When I was there last week, they've now agreed to enter into a comprehensive economic partnership agreement with PNG. We received the first draft proposed by them yesterday. If we do that, we will be able to have duty-free access in terms of the market into the UAE. They are now proposing under this agreement to offer scholarships to PNG students to study in their universities. They're looking at employment quotas for skilled Papua New Guineans to work in UAE, like they're doing with Fiji and other Pacific Island countries. They're even looking at giving us aid for our national ID system. Me not talk about 300 million in me buy some Chinese technology. I'm talking about free money, aid. So this is the benefit of investing a small 5 million by going to Dubai for the expo. The employment opportunities, Emirates coming into PNG, scholarships coming, grant aid coming. So when you're talking about cost and benefits, we are going to receive so much more than investing 5 million in attending the expo. Now let's switch over to Japan. The cabinet made a bold decision for us to participate in Japan at the expo. Firstly, to recognize Japan, to show us their support because it's their expo year. It'll only happen, they will only host the expo in our lifetime once. Japan is our second biggest aid donor. Papua New Guinea understand, since independence, they are a founding bilateral partner. They've invested 6 billion in grant aid to this country. 6 billion. Only next to Australia. Baigol Expo year belong investing 5 million. When we were there, they announced 92 million grant aid to upgrade the KVN Fisheries College. Announced. 92 million. Even spending 5 million on Osaka, they're coming back with 92.
We have a point of order.
Mr. Speaker, that 92 million was a decision made 5 years back. The problem with investment of that money was because of ownership issue in KVN. So the minister is doing a lot of great work, but he shouldn't sort of use that as an announcement that was made by this government. Yeah. That decision was coming for the last 5 years. It was a decision made in the last 5 years. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The point I'm trying to make is this announcement was made when we were in Japan with our Prime Minister. Maybe groundwork started a long time. You put in 5 million logo na look sabe lo Japan lo expo ye blong, they are coming back to you with 92 million. That's the point. The next thing. Miblagolo Japan. Prime Minister Blood announced him. Because we took the time to go and spend 5 million to go. For the first time, I met the former Prime Minister, he never talked about Tokua. This Prime Minister, the new Prime Minister, we were the first to visit him. Our Prime Minister, most long and Mem talk also. They are completing a feasibility study into Tokua, with the possibility of them funding the upgrade of Tokua into a major international airport. I saw the NAC plans for Tokua. It's likely that the funding will be greater than 700 million spent for Nadzab. Tokua is a special place belong there. KB staff, body blood staff. This could be over $1 billion could be invested in Tokua. Timing by Yumigo was perfect. The new Prime Minister was just elected. Our Prime Minister was the first to visit him. First head of a foreign government. They've made a commitment to Tokua that I have not seen one Prime Minister make prior to that. So, Mr. Speaker, yes, you can all complain about trips. Suppose you invest in something also 5 million. We want, by going to Dubai, we may never get you Emirates here under a service agreement. We may not create job opportunities for our citizens. We may not create significant grant aid, which will pay back that 5 million 100 times over. So I say, Mr. Speaker, it is very important to invest 5 million each time in Expo, because what it brings is far, far more significant benefits to our country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.